Broadcasting Company station.
It's now time for Inside Sports Talk Radio with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Baisden. Brought to you by the Rollins Group of Companies, Colonial Group International, Global Atlantic Financial Group, Game Time, and Fit for Life with Dave Wolf. Now let's go live with Ian Rollins and Earl Baisden.
And good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Inside Sports Talk Radio on this Monday. It is June 4th, 2018. June 4th. After year, Baisden.
After year going, man.
Dang, that time flies. Wow.
Are you having fun, though?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And summer's here. So, well, not yet exactly. June 21st is officially summer.
Well, for us,
yes.
It's May 24th.
Well, yes.
Bermuda Day. That's our...
Day. Yeah. Have you been swimming yet?
Swimming?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you last time I went, man.
What? You don't swim in the ocean?
Couldn't tell you last time I went. See our friendly surrounders are here again?
The hammerheads?
Yeah, man.
You can swim with them?
Yeah, I done it all when I was young.
Right.
We done it all when we was young, but...
not as young as you used to be.
No.
You can't swim away from them. They get away, right?
Yeah,
hey, good afternoon
to... Struggle.
Sorry.
Yeah,
it's a struggle. Understood, sir. Good afternoon to Mr. Don Bester. Welcome back.
So thank you.
Back in
your saddle?
Your normal saddle. The midday shift, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Yes, sir. On the controls.
On the controls. Cool. You had a good weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Busy.
Busy?
Had to get things done.
Hey, that's the only reason to get done if you do it, right?
If you do it.
No one else can do it for you.
Yeah, just stand and look at it.
No, it's got to be done.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. Wow. Again, another edition of Inside Sports Talk Radio today, Monday. We're having Mr. Mark Wade, the president of the Bermuda Football Association, joining us. Mr. Neil Spate of the Bermuda Cricket Association, Bermuda Cricket Board Association. Is it correct?
Bermuda Cricket Board.
Yeah, right. That's correct. Okay. He'll be joining us, giving us an update on the local front, the programs and academies and so forth. And Kamal Evans, the president of the Bermuda Netball Association, is going to reflect on, again, damages to the netball courts. Why is someone trying to demolish the netball courts? What do they get out of that, Earl?
Well, if we knew, we would catch them.
Well, that is true.
I don't know what it is. It is crazy to think that someone would want to disrupt, for their enjoyment, a bunch of other people's activity.
You said their enjoyment.
Yeah,
but. You're correct. It's enjoyment for them,
right?
But for others who are innocent, they suffer.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's a bit frustrating, and I know it could be frustrating for the people that use it. Mm-hmm. As for instance, tomorrow night is the next round, supposedly.
The summer netball league. Yeah, that's correct.
Not sure. I guess we'll get an update from the president when she gets here, whether or not that'll actually be played. And it'd be unfortunate because some of the people that play summer league don't play in the winter; they play in the summer. Because it's fun,
right?
Because it's around people that they were playing with back in the day, and they just want to stay involved in it. Yeah. And to take that away, I think whoever's doing it or whoever knows who's doing it, come on,
makes no sense.
Let's address it. Figure out what the problem is. Well, stop what you're doing first. Figure out what the problem is, and let's address that as well.
Maybe he wants to play netball.
Well, sure of one thing: somebody's doing it.
Yeah.
Somebody or some people are doing it, and I went down there on Friday, and it wasn't a pretty sight.
No,
the paint was all over the place.
It just makes no sense.
Bottles broken on the courts as well, so it's kind of frustrating. Man.
Yeah, it just makes no sense whatsoever to damage the netball courts. People, like you said, having fun in the summer league. Those who don't play in the winter league are playing in the summer to stay in shape, play with their friends, get together. Reflect on their younger days, whatever, and just have a good time. But no, someone wants to go out there, or some people want to go out there and damage the courts, which makes no sense. I hope they catch it.
Yeah, me too.
I hope they catch it. Yeah. Your story you're working on with the president of the Bermuda Football Association. It's a great story. With the under 17s, if I'm correct.
So under 17s departed this morning to finish off their matches over in Florida. They will play USA Wednesday and then Costa Rica on Friday. USA they'll play at 6. It's still hot. Sure, and then on Friday they play Costa Rica at 3:45. Even hotter. But you know, because of what happened in Nicaragua, they have to finish this round. Got it together as quickly as they could, because the finals is in a matter of 2 or 3 months. So anybody that advances has to, you know, you want to prepare for that.
For sure.
So if we are playing on Sunday, hopefully we're playing for a spot to go to the World Cup.
What do you think our chances playing against USA and Nicaragua?
Well, we all know that USA is one of the strongest teams in women's football,
Sure.
no matter what age group they play in.
So
Chances
that comes
are,
from the development program.
yeah, chances are going to be hard, but the game starts 0-0. Anything can happen.
Mhm.
Hopefully they underestimate us. We get an early goal and we're able to get another one, and then, you know, confidence starts growing. With a goal, confidence starts growing in any team, in any game. It gives you that belief. It gives you that hope. So, you know, that's why the games do start at 0-0, because it offers you an opportunity to come out on top. Yeah. So.
That'd be good for Bermuda. That'd be wonders for football.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, if you look at it, the girls are constantly getting out of their group stages.
Yeah, in the last year and a half or so.
And that bodes well for the game itself, because it gives the guys now something to chase.
Mhm.
You know,
If we can do it, we can do
well,
it.
yeah, and they've set a tone for our National Academy setup that, hey, if the girls are regularly getting on it, we need to pull up our socks and do the same thing. So, you know, they have a good system going on in the academy, pretty much trying to get everyone to play the same way. And, you know, it takes a little longer for others, you know, and under the female side, you have a good group of people mixed in with the coaching.
Good.
You know, you have Erin Jenkins, you have Nikita Robinson, you have Vance Brown, you have, you know, just a whole host of people willing to work together for the goodness of the game and for the betterment of the young ladies.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Still in football, just switching up a bit. The World Cup gets underway this
Yeah.
month, the 14th.
Well, and the president will be off to that,
Yeah.
because they have FIFA delegations and conferences. You've been on one of those, haven't you?
Yeah, been to the VFA. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it like in those rooms?
I didn't go to the World Cup one, but I went to the head office in Switzerland.
Right.
And it's very, very formal.
Right.
Very productive.
Mm.
As they say back then, what stays inside, stays inside.
Okay.
And
Well, it didn't a few years later, aren't you, Glass?
I wasn't there then.
Aren't you?
What happens inside stays inside.
It didn't stay inside. Man.
So, I'm just kidding about that part. No, it was very, very formal. I think we were doing voting. I can't remember what we were voting on, but then Sepp Blatter was the president of
Right.
the FIFA organization, and it was good. Got a chance to meet with him through Larry Marsden and former president of the BFA, and it was astounding. FIFA is a very powerful organization. I thought, you know, prior to learning all this, that the Olympic Association was the biggest in the world.
Right.
You know, FIFA's first day in Olympics.
Right.
But football is a sport that's ingrained in throughout the world, that you just can't turn football down.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a documentary yesterday on ESPN, hooliganism in Russia,
Right.
where it's different than in England,
Yeah.
and the comparison is very simple. The contrast, I should say, is different. Is that it's there. Hooliganism in England was football fans.
Yes.
In Russia, these guys are not hooliganism football fans.
No.
They fight for a living.
Yeah. That's the
And that's
what
their
they do.
culture.
Yeah.
And this is ingrained from parents.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You go learn how to fight, and so you take it to the streets. So
Yeah.
they're trying to obviously prepare for this type of violence and hooliganism
Mm-hmm.
in Russia.
Yeah.
these days.
Several countries have put out notices to
Yeah.
their spectators. Listen, we'd rather you not go.
And the fact is that, you know what? That's true, because they just pick anyone. You don't have to be a football fan. You could just be walking, an innocent person, and they shoot video. Just taking out males, females, on trains, on the subways. And they have all the police riots there in their gear. They didn't care.
No.
They just don't care. And so you got to be very, very careful when you go to Russia in this next World Cup, right? So the good thing is that, yes, you're switching up again, still in World Cup though. The Bermuda Broadcast Company will be carrying it on ZFB TV7 and ZBM TV9. And the opening match is on the 14th of June, 12 noon Bermuda time. It's a Thursday.
Thursday.
That's
just looking at
right.
just looking at the
Because
calendar.
World Cup always started on a Sunday.
Sunday, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Well, they're starting here on maybe because it's in Russia. I don't
Probably
know.
it'd be Friday, wouldn't it?
No, Russia will be 6 hours ahead of us.
Oh, so,
Right.
okay. So
Almost.
Thursday evening.
Thursday evening in Russia
Okay.
time, right? So, group stage is obviously the first week and a half, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes on to the 16, then obviously the semifinals and finals. But the event itself gets underway on the 14th, and we are proud to bring it on to the TV7. You hear more information about it as we unfold the information this week on our radio stations and television stations as we lead up to World Cup. Who you choosing for World Cup?
My team's out.
I know you guys. Your team never qualified. So
Nope.
as of right now, who would you support?
No one. Seriously, honest to God, no one. I'll just watch. When I get a chance to watch, I'll just watch. I don't. I mean, nah.
Nah?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Has your team ever made the World Cup?
No.
Okay. What's the chance of making the World Cup for your team during your era?
Just slim to none,
Okay.
but you never give up hope.
No.
No.
No, you never give up hope.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I saw Brazil play yesterday.
I saw a bit of that as well.
They
Yeah.
took on Croatia. I
Yeah.
saw Neymar play.
Actually, I saw quite a bit of highlights of football
Okay.
over the weekend. Neymar looked.
He looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He
But you know what it
looked
is? It's
devastating
one of those
form.
things. He wanted to really impress because he's been out for a while.
And as an athlete, you do that.
Yeah.
You do that. That's the only-
hopefully, he now gets the rest needed in order to be at that
level.
when the World Cup starts.
It's two things. All right, let's be real. He wants out of PSG.
Right.
Who is he trying to impress? Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
Real Madrid is like, okay, 26 years old, I think you're around, 25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you recovered from your injury. You had a great World Cup. Let's splash the cash.
Mm.
Don't be surprised at Real Madrid.
Well, you heard what Ronaldo is asking for?
It's 33.
Yeah, but you heard what he's asking for?
No, I didn't.
He's asking for £1.3 million a week.
1.3. That's like 2 million something a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
US dollar,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
US dollar.
Mm-hmm. Said he's underpaid.
He's underpaid.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just write this down. 1.3 million pounds
Underpaid.
to dollars. You serious?
He won't be able to spend a paycheck, man.
It says 1.7,
Yeah.
right? So it really is right, like really 1.8, because this is on the internet. If you went to
Right.
the bank, it'd probably be like 1.8,
Yeah.
right? A week.
A week.
So that's just.
How much is
I'm just
Real
thinking-
Madrid pulling in per game?
I
Because if they're pulling in, hypothetically, with all their sponsors and advertising and all that, if they're making $50 million a game, gates and all,
so monthly, he wants 7.2 million.
mm-hmm.
Times that by 9 months, right?
Well, they get paid by the year, don't they?
Okay, so
yeah.
times it by 12.
Yeah.
He says he wants to get paid when Messi's getting paid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He says, listen.
He wants either his pay or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
he wants.
86.4.
Yeah. Per year.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. If you're considered the best player in the world, shouldn't you demand?
You should get paid what you
Yeah.
what you want.
What's your worth?
Yeah.
What you worth.
86.4.
I don't know too many other teams that would pay that, but hey,
They'll pay.
if it's going to increase revenue,
Yeah, sales and tickets.
if you have him on your team, your revenue base increases right away. Jersey
All right,
sales,
so-
all that.
He's won 5 Champions Leagues.
Mm-hmm.
He's won the league twice.
Mm-hmm.
What else he got to prove for Real Madrid? And he's won the other competitions.
How much money are they making off of his name?
Oh, there you go. Good
Yeah.
point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point, yeah. Wow. So this is going to be an interesting
Summer,
off-season
yeah,
summer
yeah.
for football.
Yeah. Now,
the
let me ask you this question.
Sorry.
If Real Madrid say yes, does he then start to take it easy for Portugal because he wants that contract in the World Cup? Does he
Good question.
go into tackles like he would normally? Does he go into winning the ball like he normally would? Or does he start thinking 1.3 per week?
It will play in his mind.
Oh, definitely.
It will play in his mind, that's for sure. What do you... Well, you're asking me. It would play on my mind if I was
It
the
would,
athlete.
yeah.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah. Knowing that my chances of winning the World Cup for my country
Mm-hmm.
gonna be hard.
Right. Now, in the back of their mind, remember they won the UEFA.
Yeah, Champions League. Just
No.
Who's
Portugal. Portugal
Yeah,
won
yeah,
the
yeah.
right. What was it? The European Championships.
European Champions
Right.
League.
So in the back of their mind, they figure they're the best of the European teams,
Mhm.
right? It's gonna be a little more difficult this time around. Yeah, in Russia, yeah, different
Against the world.
circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no one's gonna underestimate you.
No, and then they're defending champions. That's what, next year, right? They usually have a year after.
2 years is usually 2
It's
years. 2
Okay.
years. Yeah,
Oh,
2
so
years.
it's 2 years.
Yeah.
And he'll be 35.
Yeah, this will be. I think this will be his last World Cup, and probably 2 more seasons at the top level in whatever league he decides to play in.
That's a lot of money, but
Yeah.
Says here his net worth, $400 million.
his net worth.
Yeah, 400 million as of now.
Wow. Not bad, huh?
For 33, it's not bad.
What's going to happen in 10, 15 years from now? Another Ronaldo or Messi comes along. What's going to be worth?
Yeah, the way it's going now, money wise, it's getting totally out of control. I felt, and I said this maybe 15 years ago, they have to start capping it.
And you're going to the North American sport. That's what they do in baseball,
Yeah.
basketball.
Only
They put
because
a cap on it.
you have to level the playing field. You have
And-
some clubs that can outbid you, outpay you. Does that make the league equal?
Also, look at the dynamics that are different. I understand where you're going. No, it doesn't make the league equal, but look at the dynamics that are different. Where the Spanish league, the Liga,
Mm-hmm.
is only is successful through Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid. Right, most recently Atletico in the last 5 years.
Kenny's coming today.
Yeah,
We're letting him explain that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what I see on this is that the reason Barca and Real Madrid just don't foster in the La Liga league, they look at it as the Champions League.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And they take it and prosper, and they've been doing that method for years.
Mm-hmm.
Have they been successful at it? Yes. Has the English tapped into it? Yes and no. Only
Mhm.
Man United, Man City most recently.
Right.
But the most successful of those two clubs, the Spanish clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Your point is very valid. Does it really help the league? We all know that it
It
doesn't.
doesn't. Yeah.
But they don't care. Your point is valid too. Should there be a cap on it? I'm looking at it, if I was a administrator or a director of either Real Madrid or Barca, and I'm making this, no, I ain't
Right,
have no cap.
right.
And that's how these guys are looking at it.
Yeah.
That's how they're basically looking at
Yeah.
this whole thing. The president of Real Madrid, Florentine,
Mm-hmm.
is saying, look, I won 3 championships in a row. I'm making money.
Mm-hmm.
Why want a cap? And the money is coming, like, the interesting part, the money comes from like the other clubs. Like, so just say Roma's goalkeeper, forget his name, Alisson, right, the Brazil goalkeeper,
Mhm.
right, Liverpool's interested. They're saying 60 million. So they say they take it. Oh, Liverpool falls out 60 million pounds. You think you can say no to that?
No, not at all.
Exactly.
No.
That's so who are you hurting? You're improving Roma's pocket.
Right.
You're improving your team because you want this goalkeeper,
Mm-hmm.
but you're saying I don't got the cash to splash. It's weird, man.
Yeah. How much money did Liverpool make off the Champions League final?
I can't remember, but we got runners up on it, so I don't know if it's comparable to the winner. Probably
Mm.
not, right? I just gotta look it up and
Right.
do the research. But
But you have a lot of cash.
we have a
to
lot of
spend.
cash, right? And we have yet to spend the money from midfielder Coutinho, right? 140 million
Oh, right.
pounds, right? So
Right.
that's still some money looking at.
Well.
So there's money to be spent. Cool. Well, we're going to take our first commercial break. Our time is flying by, and we will bring our first guest into the studio. We'll be back after this.
Let's bring guys outside now.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Hello.
I can't be talking with you.
Ian's coming right out now.
He'll return after the break.
Thank you.
He says three. Three.
The producers of
He said 3 guests on there, yeah. That'll make it to the door.
Concord, Massachusetts, and we featured it before for its impressive health benefits and unmistakable flavors. Welch's has gone on to diversify their range over the years, succeeding in launching many new juice-powered
Let me just have a look.
products designed for refreshment and portability.
Just in time for the warm weather, we're featuring Welch's refreshing
Yeah, that works.
juice drinks,
That's
bold in flavor and quick to quench your thirst. Brought to us by John Paradise Unlimited. Windows, why go anyplace else?
What time is it? It's game time. More
Yes, I don't know what
opportunities
it's
to
gonna
win.
do.
All your sports betting needs.
Yeah.
Road Somerset by Somerset Cricket Club. All game time outlets open Monday to Friday 12 to 6, Saturdays 8:30 till 5, and Sundays 10 till 5. For more details, visit gametime.pm or call 296-3222. Game Time. We play, we pay. Game Time is a socially responsible gaming establishment.
If you're looking for extra savings and
How's it going? How you doing this morning, Salon? Pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Good morning, pleasure to meet you.
See?
there's a free
I'll sit right over here.
$250 for new home
How you doing? Right now, Matt? Okay. Big son, how you doing, man?
How you doing?
Can ladies still let you on the still help us out?
Yeah, I can totally do that.
I get a suit again.
Cologne, where
Yeah.
people come first. This was Dr. Stanley Jr. Join me on the morning show.
Just like to sit right here.
How you doing?
Oh, how's it?
Hey.
Yeah, that's the summer time.
It's all about you. This is the segment will cover nutrition, cancer prevention, and even the reversal of diabetes.
Amazing raffle prizes.
It's all about you. Friday morning.
Everybody got a chair?
7:45
Thank you.
Power 95.
Yeah, scoot down, we'll
Premier
go.
Health and Wellness Center. It's all about you.
Okay.
There, you got a seat.
We'd like to hear from you. Why don't you come around to the other side?
Thank you. Yeah, sure.
You want to squeeze around there?
Right, here you go.
That's 292-4992.
Looks great in here, guys.
Yeah, we're trying to upgrade ourselves.
Power leave,
cool
power
in
go
here, isn't
leaves, and then you're like, we'll do an upgrade.
Oh, I didn't say that. No. You guys put these headsets on. Dawn, when Neil speaks, can we just share your mic with him? You don't mind?
Proudly brought to you by DFNM. AccuWeather only on ZBM TV9, where community comes first. With AccuWeather support,
This is here. Juice. You see that?
The big station is your number one show. Old school in the mix in the day and more back check out Old School.
I'm like,
We didn't give him earlier, remember? We got to get him some feet.
Throwback Mondays. We're throwing it back old school. All coming up right here on your
Stop with Solange, yeah. Is that
94.9 FM. Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Inside Sports Talk
We're going to
Radio.
talk about
Power
cricket.
95 FM. Host Ian Rose and co-host Earl Baisden.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Joining us in the studio right now is no stranger to Inside Sports Talk Radio or to Bermuda, Mr. Neil Spate. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Afternoon, everybody.
All is well?
Yes, it's very good to be here. Thanks for having us.
You recovered this morning, sir?
Not quite. I'm not as young as I used to be, and certainly not as young and strong as you. So
I didn't say that.
drinking plenty of water.
Good man. Neil, obviously you've been involved in cricket for a number of years in Bermuda, and you've seen us go through the good times with the International World Cup, and now you're rebuilding cricket as we go. You've got Hiscox on board, the under 11 and under Celebrity Cricket Festival that's going to be happening on June 9th. You've got some special people you brought in, your sponsors, and I think a young man that's loving cricket himself. Hope he goes for Somerset. We'll talk about that one day. Now, explain to us what this event's all about and who you got in the studio with you.
Yeah, I'll just introduce the people. I have Solange here from Hiscox and the new CEO, Mike Crafter. And also joining us is Charles Trott. He's a national squad player, still only 19, but actually played in the inaugural event in 2009.
Wow.
As you remember, I'm glad you read the World Cup that we played in the Caribbean 2007. That was the year after Hiscox came to Bermuda, and they actually wanted to get involved, and they took on board the Youth League program. They've been sponsoring the Under 11 League since 2006, so that's over 1,000 games of cricket for all our primary school boys and girls. Now 2009, that was the 400th anniversary of Bermuda, and you remember Rob Charles was the chairman, actually CEO of Hiscox at the time, and he said, let's have a fun event. So we put on a fun event, and it's grown and grown. And to their credit, Hiscox have always been supportive of the community. They actually get involved. It's not just a check. They really care, and it's a fabulous day. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Explain to us what's going to happen on this day, on June 9th.
Solange is better explaining that.
Okay.
Hi everybody, good afternoon Bermuda, how are you doing? We've got an amazing day happening. This Saturday is the 10th, so we're celebrating 10 years of under 11 celebrity cricket. So we'll be down at the National Stadium Northfield, where we play rugby as well. And we're going to have a free day. So when I say free, this is open to the public, so bring your friends, your family, your neighbors, everybody, your work colleagues, and we're going to have an amazing day of cricket where we're going to be giving out free food, free shirts to, until they go. We've also got an amazing kids zone, so we've got a climbing wall and a zip line, bouncy castles, face painters. We'll also have cotton candy. We've got Ashley's Lemonade that's going to be there. We're going to have ice cream. So it's going to be an amazing day. It starts in the morning at 8 a.m. where we have the under 11, all the under 11 leagues come out for skills and drills. And then from there, they've actually, the cricket board have selected their top all-star under 11 players to play the celebrities. And we've got some pretty awesome celebrities that are going to be hitting the field. The Premier and the Governor and some other ministers. I think Power Girl, she's been there since, Power Duck. She's been there since day one, so it's amazing. 10 years. So we're going to have her back on the field. I know Nadanja's going to be there. And we also have some other amazing national players.
Yep.
I don't know if we mentioned who those national players
Yeah,
are.
we have World Cup captain Irvin Romain. Obviously, we have Charles here. Terran Frey, who's the current captain. Sakari Famous, who we figured we need someone who can jump really, really high.
Just jump over the wicket.
But we've also, obviously, I don't know if people remember, we have a rule that if you have played at that level, you're not allowed to play with your dominant side. So Charles will be practicing bowling right-armed and batting right-armed, as Irvin did that last year. I remember, you probably remember he was caught and bowled by his niece, so Snell's got him all covered. But boys and girls, it's going to be a fantastic day. Really looking forward to it.
Obviously, it's a success. It's been on for 10 years.
Absolutely. We really, it is, part of the yearly calendar now in Bermuda, so people really do get excited about it. This year we've selected Catherine Somerville to design the shirts, as it's our 10th year, so we're excited about that. But outside of just supporting and hosting that event, we also sell raffle tickets. So you've probably seen a lot of parents and kids in the community the past few months selling tickets. And I just want to do a shout out to those sponsors who have donated raffle prizes. And we'll be selling these even on the day. So if you've missed out, come see us on Saturday and get your raffle tickets. So we've got Watlington and Conyers giving out travel vouchers. We've got One Communication giving out a $500 gift certificate. Seoul Petroleum Gas, Cambridge Beaches, Port Royal. Cambridge Beaches is also giving a dinner for two, as is Village Pantry. We've got a Galaxy 8 donated by BTC, an iPhone 6S donated by BTC. Belco's giving gift vouchers, Lindo's, the Athletic Club, Strands, Hamilton Princess, Auto Solutions, Willow Stream, the Bermuda Aquarium, the National Museum, and Hiscox is also going to put together a gift bag of really cool stuff. So amazing raffle prizes. All the proceeds go to the Under 11 Youth League to make sure that they continue being as successful and reaching out to the youth in our community.
Well done.
So
well
we're
done.
excited.
I'm sure. And this is all on June 9th. Just want to switch over to the CEO, if you don't mind. This is new for you, or were you involved last year?
It is. It's pretty new to me. If I say cricket's new to me, that's pretty scary, isn't it? But there you go. But no, absolutely. We've been supporting this obviously for 10 years now, so we're just so thrilled to be able to support the youth of Bermuda and be able to get more people playing cricket. It's such a great sport. And I'm probably not the best demonstrating ability of cricket, but I'm certainly going to get out there, try and smack it and see if I can get anywhere near Charles here, but probably unlikely.
Why has Hiscox been so involved in it for the last 10 years? Yes, I know you're putting something back into the community. Have you seen the growth in our programs since you guys have been involved?
Absolutely, and I think 10 years is a long time, but it's also quite a short time. It's amazing how quickly time flies, but yeah, we've seen a great improvement in the cricket here, and Neil's really testament, and Neil and the rest of his team are testament to that. And certainly when I see someone, a young man like Charles next to me, who's been playing cricket for, how long have you been playing for cricket for now?
Since I was 4.
Since you were 4. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
They start young here. So we're just so impressed to see people of his ability and broader in Bermuda getting involved in cricket. And any sport, frankly, is great, but cricket is just a fantastic thing for kids to get into. The coordination, the leadership, the team skills that they develop and learn and take through to life. That's just fantastic, and we'd love to be part of it.
So are you going to make more runs than the Premier and the Governor?
Well, it depends who I'm teamed up with. I'm going to throw whoever under the bus, but it depends who I'm teamed up with. But I'm certainly going to get out there. As long as I don't get a duck, I'm going to be happy.
Sure.
You won't be alone, that's for sure.
We were telling him, you know, if you do get a duck, you got to wear a duck hat.
Ooh.
And then Power Girl will come out and probably run around you a few times. And I think there's even a remote control duck that goes out to the field. So
runs around
everybody's going to know.
I've got training tonight, and I'm going to I'll tell you, I'm going to be training every night for the next week. Relentlessly.
Is Neil training or you got a special trainer?
I'm bringing one in overseas. No offense to Neil, but you know, I don't want to go out on the first ball. So,
all right, Charles, you've been involved since the age of 9. The program. Sorry.
No, it's 12.
12.
13.
Why has it been a success for you, and what do you think about it overall?
Well, we just came off tour. You know, I had a great tour. And, you know, I showcased my talent. I think I did a pretty good job as myself. I won't say the team did a pretty good job, but as an individual, I done pretty good. Well, I'll say, as in the national team, I would say my first actual international game, it was on the 19th. So, yeah, that was about 4 years ago. We played in qualifiers. I got man in match in the USA game.
So it's obviously that this program has helped you transpire into international level, to take you to that level, to take on the rest of the world. As we know, cricket is a team sport. What advice are you giving your teammates as you guys prosper into the senior levels?
What, in my age?
Yes, correct.
I would say just gotta stay focused. You know, a lot of guys my age just want to go out there and swing and, you know, stay there and back, basically. I would say you just gotta work together as a team, and then we'll come together and, you know, get the W.
Put it in. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah,
No, go ahead.
okay. Do you remember your first game in the Hitchcock?
No.
No? You probably got a duck.
I just remember a little bit about it. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You like you said, you've been in the international. Who's worked with you the most to make sure that your building stays tight? Because you're one of the youngsters that has worked hard over the years in your building department.
Well, over the years, I've had a lot of coaches, artists. But with my building, I'll say Cal Woodruff and the PAC.
Right.
Since I've been in PAC my whole life, you know, it's worked with me probably the most.
Right. And your batting's come a long way too.
Yeah. More discipline now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What changed the focus in that?
Well, I'll say my under 19 tour. Clearly, they used to work with me a lot to stay in discipline and not losing my head.
Right.
You know?
Because you used to be one of those guys that would get in and swing too. Is it because you didn't like batting, or you just wanted to hit the ball hard?
No, I can hit the ball. I know I can hit the ball hard, so it's just like.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to just hitting the ball.
It's hand-eye coordination. It's hand-eye coordination.
Set the expectations low and then work your way up.
Yeah. But I tell you what, if you hit the first one, celebrate like it, you know, you won the World Cup.
You don't need to worry about that.
That's a good one. Back to Neil. Having Charles here obviously is a testament to the program that you've been involved with. Hiscox. He's also said that he's learned a lot during his time. He's obviously going to pass on his information to his teammates. Where do you see cricket growing now from the youth, Neil, and as we make our way into the senior levels?
Well, I think we just need to continue doing what we're doing in the past, right? We've got a great foundation with the youth programs. We've got great opportunity. We've got some fantastic sponsors that provide the opportunity. And I think it's important we put in the hard work. And for to have someone like Charles, who's still only 19, being involved in this, he's got a chance to inspire people 10 years younger than him, just as he may have been inspired by whatever happened 9 years ago.
Right. Because
we have a lot of talent on the islands. It's our national sport. There's a lot of passion. Everyone wants to see everyone do well, but it takes a lot of work to have success at international level. And Charles has put that work in, and I hope to see him continue to develop. Do our young people understand or realize that cricket now is played all year round, and that what the Bermuda Cricket Board is offering them now, as opposed to 9-10 years ago? Well, I hope so. We try and get the message out and make the opportunity. Obviously, the academy runs year round. There are a lot of other things for children to get involved in nowadays, and it's not just other sports, but other recreational activities. But we're here. We're always doing our best, particularly on the younger people.
Mm. There was a time when Bermuda hosted some youth international events here. Are we looking to prosper in that area again going forward?
Yeah, we'd love to. I mean, unfortunately, the under 15 doesn't happen anymore. That was a great tournament, and you get 6 countries come. We stay at the regiment and have a fun week. We have hosted the under 19. That was the one where Charles had played, and we took a lot of wickets in that tournament, but we didn't score many runs, did we? So we would like to get that again. We're working with the stadium, National Stadium. There had been some issues in terms of the quality of the surface there. Trevor and those guys have done a real good job. We've put some first division games up there, and the surface looks like it's playing pretty well. So I'm hoping we can work with government and look to put together a package where we can start hosting ICC events back in Bermuda, so Bermuda can see its own team again.
Right. Where do you see cricket in the next 2 to 3 years, Neil, for Bermuda, on the international level, that is?
Internationally, we've got commitments on senior and under 19. I'm hoping in 3 years we'll have a national women's hardball team. We took the girls right down to grassroots after having a national women's team sort of 5 or 6 years ago, and we have some real quality girls that are now playing hardball cricket in the school league. We have 3 girls away on scholarship in very strong English schools. So that certainly is one adjunct I'd like to have. Obviously the senior team was T20 qualifier next year. Our under 19 qualifier happens every other year. And we'll keep pushing on the ICC and our partners in the West Indies to see if we can create those opportunities under 15. I think that's a big gap. And we really miss those boys not having that international experience. So those are things we'd really like to tick the boxes in the next few years.
Okay, cool. Just we're switching back up, I should say, regarding the 2018 Hiscox 11 and under celebrity cricket. What is it going to happen? Any surprises, giveaways, things like that, or it's just all outlined here on this agenda here?
Yeah, I think the whole day is a surprise. No. Of course, we'll be handing out a lot of raffle prizes, but I think this year, it's just a celebration. We're expecting more people to come out. I think it's awesome that we've got a new CEO, so having him on the field for the first time, it's going to be really exciting. This year we're going to do a lot more radio
I won't get too excited.
So we're going to really be kind of tapping into the celebrities and the under all-star team and kind of questioning them and having a celebrity tent so that you can come in and ask questions and get autographs. So it's going to be a great day. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's my
I have one question
event.
there. I'm looking at 24 overs, 5 ball overs. What happened to the 6 ball?
We need to finish on time.
It will go till like 6 o'clock.
How long it takes for
And
one
not
over,
everyone-
man?
not everyone's as gifted as cricket as you are, so
It's not a day nicer.
You never seen me play cricket.
And they just say when it's wide, it counts as a ball. So, because if not,
It'll be over there.
you got to start
it's a
with
fixed
7:30.
time event. It's lots of fun. If bowler wide, it goes on the cone, and everyone gets to try to smack it off there. Okay, it's a modified format because it's about inclusion, involvement. Everybody bats, everyone bowls. If you do get out in the first ball, then you get the duck, but you don't have to walk back to the pavilion. Your score goes down a couple of 2 runs.
Oh wow!
But you have the opportunity to get out on your second ball
So
and your third ball.
Mr. Basin played? Has he played?
And Mr. Bose
No.
is yet to make his debut.
No.
Oh, maybe you'll see him in 2019.
We'll have to talk to the chairman of the selectors. I mean, Power Girls played every single year, so I don't
I ain't
see
good
why.
enough.
You're not good enough.
I ain't going in
Maybe we can get Earl coming in off his long run.
We've put a call into Sluggo, so
There you go. There you go.
he'll be maybe making an appearance.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add, or I did not ask, Neil?
No, I think it's just a big thanks to Hiscox and their involvement in our community. This is all about family. It's all about fun. That's what youth cricket is all about. It's for boys and girls. So please just urge the country to come out. Everything is free except for the raffles. So bring money for that. It really makes a big difference in terms of what we can offer. So please come out and enjoy a fabulous day.
And the amount of time these guys have put into this event, and we collectively, I think, as an island, have put into this event, it would just be great to see a big crowd out there.
Sure.
And the weather's guaranteed. We'll deal with that bit of it.
Okay.
So as long as people turn up, we'll have a great time out there on the field.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking for double figures from you and more.
I'm getting a masterclass tonight, so I'll tell you tomorrow morning how it
Oh,
goes.
God, that goes. No, that's amazing. Yeah, no,
Great.
we're just really excited. So this Saturday, we'll see you down at the National Sports Center, 8 a.m. We've got the under 11. So if you want to see how good these under 11 players are, come and have a peek. Celebrities, hint, hint. And then we're going to have the coin toss at 1 o'clock. And we'll wrap up around 3:30 with some awards. We've got great food. Big shout out to Carlos and his family. They've been a part of that as our caterers from day one. And we have a lot of other vendors, some bouncy castles, face painters. It's just going to be a great day. And free shirts. I mean, come on.
Cool.
It's amazing.
The limited edition shirts.
Limited edition shirts,
First time
exactly.
they've been designed purposefully for the 10-year
Exactly.
anniversary, so
Well
it's
done.
going to be a great,
Yeah.
great thing to get.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
get there early and get one of those
Get one of those
t-shirts because
shirts.
they're going to go.
All right.
Absolutely. And we'll be on East Broadway this Friday.
Mhm.
So you'll see me with a lot of the under 11 players. And Neil will be down there and we'll be waving. So Bermuda, I need to see lots of honks and lots of waves from you, okay?
What time are you going to be down
So
there?
we're going to be there from 7:30 in the morning till
Okay.
9.
Oh, I'm
so
going to miss you
greeting
then.
every-
I'm going to miss you. I'm sorry.
You'll be jogging by.
Well, you'll be. So yeah, look forward to seeing everyone this Saturday for the 10th
Sure.
Hiscox Under 11 Celebrity Cricket
Cool.
Festival.
Any final comments, Charles?
Man, a few words.
Man, a few
Let's
words.
Let his cricket speak for
He's
us.
confident.
He's confident. All right. Any final ones?
No, thank you so much for helping support this event for us, and look forward to seeing as many people out there as we can on Saturday. See you there, Bermuda.
All right. Neil?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fun festival day, so let's come out and see the celebs get embarrassed. They've got an unblemished record. I think we need to make sure they have never won.
Wow.
There's always a first time, though. let's be
That's
fair.
always, yeah. That's true. It's always the first time. All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks
you
for having
very much.
us.
Best of
Thanks.
luck on June 9th.
Thank
All right.
you.
Cool. We're going to break away and join our news at 1 o'clock in Inside Sports. We'll return just after the news. We'll be back after that.
Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Thanks, guys.
Not a problem.
Great.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
Not a problem.
Financial Group.
Best of luck.
Would you like a photo?
In all senses.
We're going to have to
you
have a
and
team
Charles
photo.
want to get a
Yeah,
photo?
great, yeah.
You and Will.
You get over
Not a problem.
There you go.
So that Fiona can put it up on the Facebook page. Get on in there. Get on in there.
Come down. Yes, come down a bit.
Just don't
You want me
don't
to take
move
it?
my left arm because that's my batting arm.
That's all right. 1, 2. And then one more.
There you
1,
go.
2.
Calling all players.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's game time.
Excellent.
Well,
Thanks,
Come on
guys.
down.
Thanks for
Hey, not a
your
problem.
support.
All the
Really
best.
Come on
Yeah,
down.
not a problem. I'll let you know.
Rice is right. It's free. That's the price.
Okay,
It's right.
see you on Saturday.
guys.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye, guys.
thank you.
Thanks. You want to take that one? Cool.
Pity we didn't get a chance to tease Melissa, but
We'll
we'll figure that out later.
Bye.
We'll take care of that. Take care. Take care. I'll walk you guys out.
Game time.
We'll do it next time.
Premier Health is a smart health insurance plan that does most of the thinking for you.
With online verification, eligibility, and direct billing,
7 out of 10 claims are now received electronically,
6 out of 10 claims are settled automatically.
leaving you more time to focus on the choice of care you deserve.
Premier Health. Smart health insurance feels good.
Call Colonial on 296-3200
Or visit cgigroup.com.
You're locked to Power 95, Bermuda's big station, at 94.9 FM, a Bermuda Broadcasting Company station.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tarai Trott with Bermuda Broadcasting News. The Portuguese Honorary Council in Bermuda has renewed calls for the Portuguese language to be taught in the island's public schools. We asked Andrea Manas de Souza about the long-standing conversation following the announcement by the government on Friday that next November 4th will be the national holiday in honor of the Portuguese contributions.
When?
in
November
Bermuda.
4th?
Mrs. Manas
Yeah,
de
next
Souza said plans
Some
for
of us have this
Portuguese
year.
language in schools have received a lot of support.
Actually, a couple of years
It is
ago,
this year.
I
No,
ran
not
as
you, not you.
president of Basketball Demo Club, and we were trying to revamp the mandate to teach Portuguese in schools. And we were starting with going through Bermuda College as a starting place at that point, because I know years before it had been talked about, and I think previous Premier Euro Brownson at the time also had discussed it coming on. And we had
thank
an
you.
initiative.
Thank you for
within
reminding
the
me, 'cause
college,
I always
and we
forget.
held some town hall meetings at Basketball Demo Club to see the interest. And at the time, the director
And
of
she's
school
coming up
at
with-
Bermuda College was in shock.
No, that's
How many
how-
people
he looks different.
showed up to the town hall
He looks
meetings
different.
of Vascular Gama Club to support, and it was all walks of life, black, white, old, young, everyone, and we shared reasons why it was that they thought Portuguese was important from career options and giving them wider ability to reach other business communities.
However, despite the indication of support and many discussions, the language has yet to be adopted in Bermuda schools. Asked why she thought the island's education system continues to offer French and Spanish in the schools instead of Portuguese, Mrs. Monas de Souza told us,
I'm not quite sure. I guess historically it's always been the case, and but I.
Because that's what some of the opponents of learning Portuguese in Bermuda will repeat, which is, well, it doesn't make sense to learn Portuguese because Spanish and French is so much bigger and spoken more widely across the world, and therefore we should continue to focus on that instead of Portuguese.
But how many people end up going to France to speak that? You need to step outside the door, and I'm sure you'll find someone Portuguese to communicate with. And like you said, I think we're part of, like as the female said this morning, we're part of the fabric.
K-Check, it's coming in, right?
You know,
Yeah.
we're the threads
Yeah.
that hold things together. And I'm not
The
sure.
trivia?
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to talk about it.
The voice of Andrea Monas de Souza, the honorary Portuguese consul in Bermuda. Turning overseas now, Cristiano Ronaldo has told Real Madrid he wants £1.35 million per week to sign a new deal, according to reports in Spain. The UK Sun newspaper reporting that the future of the forward, who often ranks as number one in the world, is shrouded in doubt following comments after the Championships League final win over Liverpool. It is thought he is understood to be unhappy at earning significantly less than superstar rivals Lionel Messi and Neymar. Media reports say his agent has submitted contract terms worth £70 million a year before tax. Should Real Madrid accept, he would pocket around 44 million English pounds net every 12 months, around £841,000 sterling a week, in a 3-year deal which would cost the club a basic rate of £210 million. However, the report insists that the Spanish team have no intention of agreeing to these demands, especially for a player who would be 36 when the deal comes to its end. And the BBC reporting that U.S. President Donald Trump has said he has the absolute right to pardon himself in the Russia inquiry, while insisting he has done nothing wrong. He echoed the argument of his lawyers made in January to the U.S. Special Counsel leading the investigation. In his tweet, Mr. Trump once again lashed out at the inquiry into whether his election campaign had colluded with Russia or obstructed justice. Constitutional scholars are divided on whether the president can pardon himself. I'm Tarai Trott with Bermuda Broadcasting News. Enjoy the rest of your day.
This weather update is provided by the Bermuda Weather Service. Sponsored by BF&M.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, thank you, Gerard. Weather watch right now in Bermuda. Sunny breaks, passing shower, and a chance of thunder as well. 81 degrees for today. Winds out of the southwest, moderate to strong winds. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, more shower activity. Rain tonight, chance of thunder, low near 76 degrees. Winds are out of the southwest. Checking ahead for Tuesday, cloudy, occasional showers. A risk of thunder by afternoon for Tuesday. Winds out of the southwest, moderate to strong winds, high 80 degrees, a low 74. Checking for Wednesday, some sunny periods, more showers passing by. Winds out of the south to southwest, light to moderate, high for Wednesday, 82, a low 75 degrees. Checking for Thursday, sunny breaks, more shower activity, variable winds for Thursday, high 82 degrees, a low 75. And of course on Friday, sunny periods, more showers, winds out of the southwest, light winds, an expected high 81 degrees, a low 75 degrees in Bermuda.
This weather update was provided by the Bermuda Weather Service. Sponsored by BF&M.
And thank you to the folks at BF&M and the Bermuda Weather Service.
Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Inside Sports Talk Radio.
With Power 95 FM.
With host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Baisden.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Joining us in studio now is the president of the Bermuda Football Association. Two things to discuss, or a few things to discuss. Number one, the under-17 women's national team departed this morning. Everyone off safely?
Yep, all up bright and early, and off safely to IMG in Florida.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a little different where you sit, but expectations.
Well, I think
realistic though.
What we said before is they got to really measure their progress, because this same group of players lost quite heavily to the U.S. In the under 15 championship. So. Yeah. 2 years later, let's see, how far they've come. So that's, a big part of this as well, that they get to measure themselves against really, one of the top teams in the world.
Speaking with the coaching staff after the cancellation in Nicaragua, do you feel as if they've now been able to hone in on a few things to prepare for these last two matches?
Oh, absolutely. They've had a match under the belt. They've seen the U.S. and Costa Rica play. They've been able to look at some more video of our own performances and the performances of the opponents. So there's been a bit of homework been done. It's like any test. If a test's been delayed, you got that little extra time to prepare. So they've used that time well.
Right. Now switching a little bit, you're off to the World Cup. FIFA Congress first. What are you expecting to hear in this time around at the FIFA Congress?
Well, I'm off to a few congresses.
Well, yes. CONCACAF, CFU, all of them.
It just happened to be in Russia.
Right.
But yeah, there's a CFU Congress. There's some elections that have to be done there. We're electing a president and a member as well. And then there's the CONCACAF Congress, where we're going to choose whether we're going to Morocco in 2026 or we're going to U.S., Mexico, and Canada. So there's some big decisions that have to be made in those congresses. We're hoping to hear some good news around the FIFA Forward program and funding. So. Interesting all the way around, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I'll go back and ask the question now.
Sure.
The process for the CFU meeting, and you say is to pick a president. Has people put their names forward as of yet? Has that deadline coming on?
Yes, we have the president, the current acting president, which is Randy from Barbados.
Yeah.
And then we've had USVI President Hillerin, who has put his hat in the ring there for presidency. We'll certainly see how that goes. As the president from Barbados is also the first vice president, so. He may be moving up, so to speak.
Right.
And then, we'll have to, at a later date, we'll have to select the first vice president should he be successful. If not, things remain the same, and the USVI president becomes the president of the CFU. Interesting times for the CFU. They have to retool. We have to kind of re-examine the objectives of the CFU, because under the one CONCACAF program, CONCACAF run all the tournaments now. And they are slowly but surely phasing in all the youth tournaments as well to be run centrally from CONCACAF, and then so we won't have a CFU tournaments, what we call pre-qualifiers anymore. Right. So that's a process that's ongoing. So the CFU has to kind of retool and think about what it is that we need to do collectively to improve the game and grow the game through the Caribbean region.
Have you met with your executive to decide which way you guys want to vote for the FIFA meeting as far as the next World Cup or the 2026?
For 2026,
yeah.
We've had some brief discussions about 2026. We actually had an invitation, or we were invited. The Morocco bid team wanted to come and give us a presentation. However, sounds like they were smacked on the wrist by FIFA ethics, that they shouldn't be doing too many of those visits, so to speak. They should be speaking to the Confederation. So that didn't come off, but certainly we've had a look at both bids, had plenty emails from both bid teams, and it's down to us to kind of decide what's best for Bermuda. What's best for football in general.
if it leans towards the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, that would be a first that it's held the World Cup in 3 different countries.
Sure.
At one time, yeah. For the 20, it will be the 23rd edition of the World Cup. This is the 21st, 22, 22. Yeah, so it'll be the 23rd edition if it's going to be held in U.S., Mexico, Canada.
Sure.
My question will be, where would the finals be?
FIFA will have to decide. The bid team, we just had a quick presentation from the joint bid team while I was in Barbados recently. And their concept is, one, is to have 3 opening matches. As you know, previously there's always a single opening match.
Right.
Their concept is to have 3 opening matches in 3 different countries all at once. That's part of the uniqueness of the bid. And the rest of it really is up to FIFA, how they use which cities, which stadiums meet the requirements, from seating to facilities to logistics to everything under the sun. FIFA will consider and then decide a place for the final.
Well, either one of you can answer this one. Have you ever thought of a sporting event like the Olympics, FIFA, cricket, whatever? Well, cricket did do it. They did it in 2007 in the Caribbean. So I guess this is somewhat similar.
Right.
But the difference is that it was in the Caribbean, if I'm
Sure.
correct, all Caribbean countries. So that's not too bad. This is dealing with the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. That's going to be very interesting.
Well,
it has its strengths and weaknesses.
Yes, but you also have to consider this will be the first 48 team.
Well, that's true too.
World Cup as
Yeah,
well.
that's
so
right.
that was going to be a limitation to a lot of countries to do it singularly, to have enough stadiums to do that.
So that then you can kind of like know its rule. I forgot about the 48 teams.
So there's a lot of little interesting elements to both bids, really. The Morocco is looking for a lot of investment. I think this is their 3rd bid. They've never been successful. As you know, it's pretty exotic to go off to Morocco. So that's and I'm sure that's attractive to some. Putting it back on the African continent, certainly attractive again. And then there's the united bid from U.S., Mexico, and Canada, where some of the things that they're talking about that's advantageous is there's no investment required. All the stadiums are built, the roads are built, the hotels are there. Virtually everything is there in place and ready to go. So they're starting to talk about money now. That the World Cup is going to be there's less expense to have it in all 3 countries versus Morocco. So there's these little interesting tidbits that they're all trying to sell off as their unique selling points.
Right. As a footballer, or a former footballer,
I'm still a footballer.
Right.
Just got called up to the Confederation team.
It's just that it's not physically.
I don't look like one anymore.
it's just a physical playing for 90 minutes.
What's went through my mind just now? We'll leave that right there. But what are you hoping to hear update-wise for the 2022 World Cup?
Certainly, I think everyone, yes, including me as a footballer, is a bit concerned about Qatar, the heat into Qatar, and what we're going to do in terms of logistics and the fan experience in Qatar. I'm sure as a Middle Eastern country that has enough funding, it will make sure that everything will go very smoothly, and they'll make the necessary investments. But I think at 40-degree temperatures or near about, everybody's concerned about temperature, and even when they're suggesting it be held in December.
November, December.
Yeah, the temperatures are still very high, so it's that's probably one of the bigger bits. As a footballer, I'd be concerned about the health of the players.
Right. And you see England looking to introduce a winter break.
Yep.
That's due to several things, but they're looking at the way FIFA's giving as well, and football in general. They're going to need breaks in between.
Sure.
But security for this World Cup in a matter of a week's time, 10 days' time. obviously everybody within their organization, whether you've got a team involved or not, is got to be a bit concerned about life on the streets. Ian was talking about it earlier, in Russia. What are some of the things you guys are hearing that they're dealing with prior to this World Cup?
Well, it's very ticklish because from a security perspective, you don't want to alarm those who are going to visit. So we're not hearing too much about, what security concerns there are. What we are hearing is that there is, they know in terms of the intelligence that they have, they do know certain areas that where security needs to be increased and improved, and what security arrangements have to be at certain places. You can also imagine that the eyes are on Russia, and nobody wants anything to happen when the biggest sporting event in the world is in your town. So everyone has a close eye on security. There's heightened sensitivity to it, and whenever I've certainly traveled, FIFA has all the security elements in place.
By the sounds of things, you're going to have another visitor, as the United States President will be over that side with his summit on the 12th, but I believe they're talking about him coming to Russia for the opening game as guest of his right-hand man.
Which will help. We'll have the whole Secret Service with him, so, stay close to him, you'll be good.
I know that.
You might have to have a toupee on
I know that.
You might have to have a toupee on there, mate. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just going back to what I had touched base on regarding the 2022 World Cup. And you mentioned as well, the dates were like November, December, finishing up. I think it was about a week or two just before Christmas in 2022. That's going to be interesting again, because the event has always been played during the summer. So it's like reinventing the wheel, or bringing something new, I should say, to the table for the world itself. You mentioned about England obviously going to a new phase of 2019 season of having the winter break. This obviously has something to do with it. Would this expand football to another level? Because everyone always follows the mandate of football, FIFA.
Well, I mean, potentially, these things also create opportunities, and it's up to every country, every confederation to figure out, well, what is the opportunity here? We're breaching new ground on the World Cup in the winter. What opportunities can we derive from that, and what can we learn from this happening? So that's from the Bermuda perspective. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at, what can we learn from this? Is there an opportunity for us? Is there something that we need to do that helps revive, or not revive, or rejuvenate, or put something different into Bermuda football? So you always have one eye looking at what's going on globally, what's being tried in different countries, and what that can do to help Bermuda football.
Cool. Before you go, what was your message to the team this morning before they departed?
Well, we'll leave that between myself and the team. But certainly good luck, safe travels. We want them to do well. We want them to learn from the experience. We want them to test themselves against relatively, arguably the best country in the world as far as women's football is. So we're certainly looking forward to the first match. And I really would like for them to come back with at least one victory. But we'll see how that goes. Any
concerns with the time they're playing USA at 6 o'clock, and then they're playing Costa Rica at 3:45, middle of the day in Florida? We all know it could be quite challenging.
Yeah, the times have been selected based on the weather that you can sometimes get over there. You have thunderstorms that happen. It's quite hot actually before it starts to cool off. Well, less hot. Let me just use that word. Less hot during the evening. So you're really either you're playing first thing in the morning, or you're looking to play further and further into the evening. So they've selected 3:45, and hopefully that's something that we'll see. We'll certainly, the coaching staff will certainly keep their eye on that. I believe they have a training session at that time, and if there's any concerns about the heat, and they can certainly mention that when they go to the match coordination meeting, and maybe the times may shift. So the times won't be confirmed until the match coordination meeting. So
There's a lot of youth football happening, because right after these girls come back, you have the under 15 boys going. You also have the senior team lining up to go back. So there's a lot of football happening.
Sure.
Does that excite you, the fact that now you can get a message to, say, clubs per se, and say, listen, these are the opportunities for your players and for the players to get on board?
Oh, absolutely. Just to have the activity in the air is exciting in itself. Then when you start to analyze the type of activity, it takes it up another notch as well. And you can see that. You can see that sort of permeating through other organizations as everyone's looking to do something to help football. So we've got camps going on, we've got ID camps, we've got development camps happening. So there's a lot of people now riding the wave. Let's get on the wave and let's ride it. So we're excited to see that.
Right.
Certainly excited to see other people that we may be able to partner with that will help to grow football and help to improve the standard of football.
And their Nations Cup is right on the heels of the start of the season.
We got a lot. We got Nations League coming. We've got coach licensing, exciting the game, which is about raising standards of coaching. So that's coming on board. We just licensed clubs, so it's a lot going on. Exciting times, we're looking to continue on our strategic plan, which talks about now reaching the finals of regional competition, which we're slowly but surely doing that. We've done it under 20 boys, we've done it under 17 girls. Now everybody else has got to
pick it up.
Let's have it. You know what I mean? So the next thing now we're looking for our now under 15, so looking for our boys under 20 boys, so looking for our senior men now. Listen, the standards been set. The girls started it all off. So let's have it. You know what I mean? So get on board. So it's exciting. Very exciting. Busy, but good.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for your time, sir. I know you're a very busy man. Bags packed?
Not yet. No. Suits in the dry cleaning.
Hopefully you have a better time at this Congress than you did a few years ago.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one. That one was interesting, to say the least. But we survived.
Only the strong survive.
Only the strong.
That's what I'm talking about.
I look forward to seeing you when you get back.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
We'll be back after this commercial break.
She's sir, come out, sir.
Oh, yeah,
I keep. He's got a calendar invite.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
You guys got a lot of upgrades. Orange. Colors? Yes.
Home insurance. Colonial has just the cover you need. There's a free $250 gift voucher for new home insurance customers too, and 10% car insurance discount if you have home insurance. With a claim service that's quick and friendly, we call it cover without added costs. Call for a quote on 296-3700 or visit cgigroup.com. Colonial, where people come first.
Welch's, the producers of the best-known Concord grape juice in the world, are based in Concord, Massachusetts, and we've featured it before for its impressive health benefits and unmistakable flavor. Welch's has gone on to diversify their range over the years, succeeding in launching many new juice-powered products designed for refreshment and portability. Just in time for the warm weather, we're featuring Welch's refreshing juice drinks, bold in flavor and quick to quench your thirst, brought to us by John Barrett and Son Limited. Nando's, why go to place else?
What time is it? It's game time. More opportunities to win. All your sports betting needs without the road trip. Introducing Game Time East and Game Time West. Located next to Walmart in St. George's and Main Road Somerset by Somerset Cricket Club.
We can go to the question first. I'm going to sports trip. Are you talking?
Already.
Okay.
What's the answer? For more details, visit GameTime.pm.
Okay, Q. Number 45, I think it is. On your right.
Game Time is a socially responsible gaming establishment.
Los Angeles.
Hi, this
Let me mark it for
We
you.
invite you to join me Tuesday mornings from Power 95 and 8:15 for the Travel Edge Weekly Travel Talk Show. The same experienced team of travel professionals, same phone number and location at 35 Church Street, Hamilton. We look forward to being of service to you as you live your travel dreams.
Number 48. Okay, number 48. I'm sorry.
AccuWeather, the world's weather leader.
I just called it again.
Forecasters and meteorologists who thrive on the new technology that can help you chart your day. From St. George's to Somerset, sunshine to severe weather, with digital Doppler radar, AccuWeather helps you stay on top of your day. Proudly brought to you by BF&M. AccuWeather only on ZBM TV9, where community comes first.
This AccuWeather report is brought to you by the BF&M Insurance Group.
Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Inside Sports Talk Radio
On Power 95 FM.
with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Beeston.
This weekly segment of the Sports Trivia has been brought to you by 4-Star Pizza, A.S. Cooper, and Sun Limited, Port Nuts, Bermuda, and Sports Source.
And welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Yes, it's that time. It's the sports trivia question. And we'll see how long this one takes to the answer, Mr. Bates. How many years you think you can give it? I'm just kidding. Weeks. How many weeks you think? You see the answer?
This will be a while. No. Actually, no.
All right. So it's a simple one.
Yeah.
The question is, in what 2 years was Bermuda represented in the sport of cycling at the Olympic Games? In what 2 years was Bermuda represented in the sport of cycling at the Olympic Games? Give us a call at 292-9595 and we will have your answer. In what 2 years? Again, let me read it again. In what 2 years was Bermuda represented in the sport of cycling at the Olympic Games? Give us a call, 292-9595. Joining us in the studio right now is Kamal Evans, the president of the Bermuda Netball Association. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Charles, your brother, was here.
Yes, that's my brother.
It's a sport in the family. Mr. Bays didn't inform me. I was like, huh? I'm like,
I said he didn't realize it.
He didn't.
He didn't.
No,
Okay.
that's age catching up to me. Explain to us what's happening with the Netball Association's home run in Pembroke. I guess it has to be Pembroke. What's the problem?
Well, I can't seem to figure out what the problem is. Obviously, there is a problem with someone or someone's or somebody's. We've had a few instances where we've had a vandalism that has happened down at the courts. Some of the things that happened were, we thought it may have been children at one point, because at one point it was around Halloween time, and things like that. So it was like glass bottles and but then we had the incident where we had paint, and then we had oil, like it was like cooking oil or something. Jesus. And now once again it's been paint. In discussions with Youth Sport and Recreation, it's not just been the netball courts. I think there's been a bit of vandalism down there at the park period that they're trying to rectify. So at least that kind of puts it at ease a little bit, to not feel like there's some sort of personal attack on us. It's really unfortunate because that's the only home that we have. The gyms are heavily utilized by tons of sports. Cricket, basketball, volleyball, all of those sports are utilized in the gym. So that is really our home. So it's really disheartening when someone destroys your home. We are a very family-oriented organization, very close-knit. So for us, it's like it is personal. Rather, it's not personal. On behalf of whoever is doing it, it feels that way. And it takes away from the little things that we're trying to do to make this environment a more viable, a more professional environment to put these young ladies in it.
What happens now with the summer league? Mr. Basin spoke earlier in the show that you have a game scheduled for this week and tomorrow. Tuesdays
and Thursdays are the games. Kudos to Youth Sport and Recreation. I swung by there this morning on my way into work, and their work has already been done. The paint has been removed, as well as some tarmac paint has been put down. It's not slippery. I walked on it. I was able to, and we should be ready to go tomorrow, because we have two matches that kick off at 6 p.m. So we need both courts.
What's the response been like? The players once they hear something like this is being damaged to their home court.
They're angry.
I'm sure.
You know, they're extremely angry. They want to know who this person is and why would they be doing something like this. And hope that the public can assist us and assist, you know, the police in possibly finding out who, you know, this might be. I have my, you know, suspicions. I think it's somebody that's probably unwell, I'm going to be honest. And, you know, it's just looking at it as a little playing ground and just going and just wreaking havoc every now and again.
I was being sarcastic earlier too, based on that maybe he wants to play netball.
Earl?
I know. I said it to him. I said he, not as in Earl playing netball.
So I've had my turn, Mr.
He, not. I wasn't. Hear me out. I said to Mr. Basin that he, meaning the person who's
maybe he wants to play netball.
He wants to play netball.
It's a he.
I'm
it's a he.
If anything's possible, or them, you know. But it's just it's a sad state because it ruins the fun of netball. You know, Mr. Basin alluded to earlier that women who don't play during the winter take this opportunity to play during the summer.
Exactly.
You know, catch up on old times and just reflect on things. And for this to happen, it's not cool. And this is not the first or second time, correct?
No, it's been about the third time.
Have you also had a chance to address the issue with the department regarding softball?
We also met on that matter, and they are doing their best. I know that it has been put out there, and the work should be getting started on the nets, because obviously that's a health and safety, a major health and safety issue for us. Specifically when it comes to the summer league. One day we was down there, it was like 10 bowls that came over, and you know, we've had cars struck, we've had windows shattered, we've had, you know, we've even had a bowl hit someone. So obviously with a bowl coming, you know, obviously at that speed, that velocity, it could really injure someone. So we have expressed our concerns, and they are very much concerned themselves, and are making every attempt to get that rectified.
Would you like to see a thicker net, maybe, or a retractable one, only because it goes up and it's left there, and then we have the overhanging trees, the wind gets into it, starts ripping, and then we get what we got today. What kind of solutions because if everybody puts their head together, maybe the best solution can be met, kind of thing.
Well, ultimately for us, because netball has been continuous for, you know, years, and obviously softball and taking its hiatus for whatever reasons, we would love to see the home plate moved, shifted, shifted to where it could potentially be in the corner right there next to the court, so they're actually hitting out towards
to hitting
rather than hitting at us, and we know that's really costly. So for right now, we'll take the small steps, and yes, a thicker net, definitely a retractable net, if possible, so that it saves money in the long run when it comes to our, you know, wind, rain, hurricane season, and not damaging it and things like that. So the other smaller step that can happen is I've reached out to the softball president to try and speak. Maybe we can do some scheduling things to, you know, get it sorted out, because we've been there Tuesdays and Thursdays for well over 10 years. And our matches take place at 6 and 7 for 10 years. So hopefully we can, you know, speak and be able to come to just a small solution of maybe not putting the heavier hitters during those times. I believe our matches might go on at like, I don't know, 5:30, 7:39. I'm not exactly sure the times. And something like that. So if we can just have a conversation, it could just be a matter of having a conversation. But we are definitely working diligently with Youth Sport and Recreation on trying to get this rectified.
So just to make it clear, matches are on tomorrow evening?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
That's good to hear.
It is.
Because I could see on Friday, I could see and hear the frustration of not just canceling games, but this happening all over again. We went through this in the Winter League.
Yes.
You know, games were canceled. What was it? Almost a week. You had a week off.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Try to figure out why this keeps happening, but you know, you're back on track. Everybody should be having fun. the way the sport is designed.
Exactly.
You know,
and I'm sure you can appreciate it's a really, really, really long netball season for us on the console.
Yeah.
Obviously, starting with the Winter League in September, and now into the Summer League that doesn't end till July. So realistically, we probably have off August and September, and this year we have nothing off because we have the national teams that are in
I was just
training.
going to mention about the national team because you got a busy schedule coming up internationally.
Yes.
What's on the cards for the national programs?
Well, the national program has definitely been operational, I would say now for 2 years. We've spoken, I've been in here several times, informing you guys and the public that we're trying to develop our national program, and I can say that the seniors have consistently been training, and now along with the under-19s as well as the under-16s that have been training since the under-16s since last December, but the under-19s obviously are a very young group, and they form part of the seniors, so they've also been in training.
And we're just a few weeks away from the under-16 being announced?
No, it will be the under-19. They will be under-19s that are traveling to an under-21 developmental tournament, getting some match practice for the under-21 that takes place in 2019. Obviously, they will be under-19s right now, but will be eligible in 2019 for the under-21s, competing against Canada and the United States in Florida.
What do you consider some of the biggest challenges when we go internationally? I know when you had a triangle tournament here. Was it triangle? No, we played Canada here. What was it? No, it was a little longer than that. What was it? About 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a play.
Right. but what would you consider our challenges are on court when it comes to international competition?
Well, our challenges always used to be and will still continue to be getting the exposure. We can play here, but we need to play matches at a higher level more consistently. Some of the downfalls is not remaining focused for the entire period of time because our matches are not as challenging, I would say, here, especially when you put together a national program. We really don't have any competition outside of maybe pulling back a few of the former national squad players that are a bit older. So if we need to be in that competitive environment a lot more to develop the mental psyche and things like that it requires at that level.
Wow. Was it last year you guys played in the States?
Yes, the United States in a triangle series.
Right, in a triangle series. What are some of the things that you guys brought back from that experience that could possibly help this group going soon and then later on?
Well, what I can say is that the national program is working. We are improving. We came away with a win, a loss, and a draw against the United States. We played them in 3 matches, and realistically, we should have won all 3. But it showed that we are improving because times before we weren't even competitive with those teams. But even now, and especially at the under-16 level where we were traveling, we proved that we were competitive. Obviously, beating the likes of the Trinidadians and all of these powerhouses at that level. So it should be really interesting to see, because a lot of these girls that probably will make the senior team were a part of the under-16 team, competing against persons from Trinidad and Barbados and places like that. So to go for the senior national team, which that tournament takes place the end of August, to go and be able to compete against these teams, it's going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be really interesting because last year when we traveled in towards our ranking and things like that, we competed in Europe, and then we competed in the USA. And the USA style is more of a Caribbean because there's a lot of persons from the Caribbean forming that team. The European style is different. They said Bermuda is really different. They don't have a European style. They don't have an island flair either. We have our own style of play, and we take pride in that. We feel that our girls are not always the tallest, but they are extremely athletic and they are extremely fast. And so we are in the process of establishing and developing our own style of play that is really being taken note of from those coaches in the European as well as in the Caribbean.
Over the last few years, you guys worked hard to build a relationship with a coach from the U.S., I believe. How has that been able to be fruitful, and will that continue?
Yeah, well, obviously funding is always a challenge. We try and make contacts with whomever we can, wherever we can. That funding came into play basically through funding through the Bermuda Olympic Association in preparation for the Commonwealth Games. So it was a bonus for us to bring the coaching and also to get some experience for our local coaches to be able to shadow and take some positive things back from having someone to come in at that level. We would love to continue to bring persons in. Obviously, fundraising is always an issue, and it's something that we feverishly continue to do. And we don't necessarily say we want to look for handouts, but we just want people that are looking to support women in sport, women, young women in sport, because I'm an advocate for sports in general. I just feel that the females in sport do get a bit short end of the stick when it comes to some things, for sure.
Hold on 1 second. Question regarding netball?
Yeah.
Okay, got a question directly for you, President. Got a call on the line. Just hold on 1 second.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, they hung up. I guess they got nervous. That's what it was. They got nervous. They may call back.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead,
I lost myself, but who are some of the players that you're looking at for this to make up this nucleus of this team coming up?
Which team? Because we have two. We have the under-21 and we have
the under-21s. The under-21. I know.
Okay.
You had the girls that went to Scotland, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So some of them are not eligible. A few of them went to Scotland. You mean last year?
Last year.
There were about 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They called us. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we do have a caller who has a question for netball. Good afternoon, caller. You on the air?
Yes. Good afternoon. Just wanted to ask the netball lady there, was it any vision in going back to the national stadiums where the netball actually started from, or is you are looking for an area where you can have a closed-in facility maybe in the future? But I know netball was always held at the national stadiums. I know there's going to be some vision in putting them back up there, but I don't know. But I also have some great pictures when the netball was up there. But I just wanted to know, was there any vision in going back there, or you're looking for a permanent area where you can probably close in or something of that nature? I'll listen over there. Thank you.
Okay, well, I can say that there's always been an interest to head back to the National Stadium. Unfortunately, the National Stadium had plans that haven't come to fruition, that have also been changed over the years. From maybe hosting netball, then hosting volleyball. So it's a few things that have taken place in that area. Also, while the National Stadium is an awesome facility, it's a very costly facility. And at netball, we have tons of issues as far as funding is concerned. And to say that we would have to take on additional monies to help to just pay for utilizing the National Stadium is definitely not viable at this point. So we have reached out to schools in reference to possibly having a permanent home in that aspect, and we have spoken to government previously even about potentially looking at Sands 360 as a venue for a home that can also be utilized for international matches. That was prior to the current government, and so hopefully we can speak with them and try and get that conversation going again. But we welcome the public. If anybody has any ideas of venues and areas that can be, turned into an area that can be a home, that can be covered and things like that, we welcome any suggestions.
If you were to go indoor, what type of surface are you looking for? Because our gyms have all these different surfaces. So what would you be kind of comfortable with?
Well, some of the surfaces that we've played on have been wooden surfaces. They allow for a lot more spring. It takes a little bit of the pressure off of your knees and things like that. And some gyms that we've played in have had like similar clay type surfaces that you have at the tennis stadium and things like that. So either one of those would definitely be better than asphalt. I mean, tons of us. If you don't have a war wound from the asphalt, you're not really that boy in Bermuda, just on the field with the bikes.
Well, back in the day, we all played sports in the road, so we know about.
I have quite a few sores from the asphalt.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Another caller.
We have another caller. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air.
Saying there be some suggestions. And how about the gym at the base or any area down at the south side area down there? I know they have a gym there. I don't know if it's being utilized for whatever, but being that you mentioned that you needed some room for international games indoors, how about that facility there? Have you ever looked into that facility anywhere on the baseline property in St. Davis there? There could be areas over there that can be used, but again, you're looking at the cost different factors to try and go. And looking at the national stadiums and how it's being run and used, when it comes to sport facilities,
okay.
And other sporting events are costly to use there due to the fact that it's taxpayers, paying for that.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut him off.
They have got to pay the use it, and that's something that needs to be addressed.
Okay, Cole, we had to cut you off. It was too much static in the background, so we couldn't hear everything that you were saying. But I think we got the gist of what you were requesting about the baseline. So I'll let the president answer that one.
We have actually had conversations in reference to that when we were looking at trying to organize an international tournament. That was one of the ideas that was thrown out there. So we have had conversations. Like I said, once again, it's really, really costly, and we would have to get some major sponsorship in order for us to be able to transform and utilize these facilities. If we did have a home, of course we would utilize it. We would utilize it every single Saturday. It could also be used as the home, like Bernard's Park is, for the training for our affiliates that are in our leagues. So thank you for that suggestion, and we have looked into this, and I think you were leading on to the cost of utilizing the national stadium. I think that netball is not the only sport that has said that. Several sports have said that, we don't even get a government grant big enough to cover the cost that it will be to utilize the national stadium. So it's really unfortunate, and maybe it's something that the public can keep pressing for. If it's our national stadium, and us, the people, are actually paying fees, towards this stadium, then I think we should be the ones that's getting the use of it for sure.
Cool. Under your tutelage, I think you've been in the hot seat now for 2-3 years. I can't remember exactly.
2 years.
2 years.
We're getting ready for our AGM.
All right. Here to share what's going to be in the agenda for that time?
Well, because there was a bit of a Tracy stepped down mid-year. I took over from her for her remaining year. So last year was elected in officially for a 2-year period. And this year we only have 5 council positions that are up annually. But we really would love to have some new blood, even some old blood that is really ready to dig in and put some work into the sport and in attempts to try and get the sport back where it was.
This is all going to take place this month. It's taking place in June at the Blue Water Anglers Club.
No, BIU.
BIU. What's Blue Water? Where get that from?
I don't know.
What are you doing this weekend?
I don't know.
And I don't even drink.
You could tell us anything.
No, but no fairness. Under your 2 years, what's it been like for you? What's been most challenging?
Time. I'm only one person, and I can say my first love was being a player and then being a coach. So the administration is taking some getting used to, building a team, that can be counted on and relied upon to help get the sport to where we would like for it to be. So I mean, I'm stretched really thin. I'm at work I'm a mother, I'm a coach and things like that, so I'm wearing multiple hats personally, and it's not just me. Pretty much most of the persons that are on the council executive are wearing multiple hats. So if we can get some more hands in to make light work, I think that we should be able to start to make huge feats to where we want to be.
Question: if there were a few clubs out there that might have interest in putting in maybe a youth team or a senior team in the Winter League this coming season, would you encourage them to reach out, maybe not come to the AGM, but reach out to the council to see what availability there is regarding age groups? Because the game could be opened up to so many. Every school's got a netball team, so and we see some of those kids not taking part in netball in the league. So anyone that's interested, would you encourage them to kind of get in touch with somebody within netball?
Yes, every year we put it out to all the schools, all the sporting clubs, football clubs, trying to encourage persons to put teams in. And I think the biggest challenge is getting people to commit their time to giving back. I know everyone is stretched, but I've said this more than enough times that I feel that a person's legacy is not complete until you've passed on what you've gotten to allow for somebody else to come through. It's, for me, it's not enough to say, okay, I was a netball player, I played at the international level, and to just drop off the scene. I think that people need to, take some pride in saying somebody done it for me, and now I'm gonna do it for them. And I think that as a country, we've kind of gone away from that. Everybody wants something for something, but you are getting something for something. You're getting the pride in feeling that you gave back to somebody else, like somebody done for you.
Any thoughts of having, say, a parish tournament?
Yes. We have all those things on the cards.
Oh, okay. just time, is it?
Time, for sure.
Time. Wow.
Just sitting here thinking of ways to kind of encourage or just get a vibe into it, and I think a lot of people would get right behind a parish tournament because it actually does it for each parish, and Somerset won't be in there because they don't have a parish, but I think a parish tournament would be good.
Yeah. I mean, we had the zone.
Yes.
We had the zone, which splits persons from different clubs, which was really great because you're playing with people that you probably would never really play for.
Right.
And I am kind of cutting him off because he wants to say something.
I said anything. I'm just laughing.
Hold on, let me get a napkin because it's bleeding. His tongue's bleeding.
Just laughing.
He wants to say something.
You can say, you can talk, President. I listen to you all day. I have no problems, President. My colleague here is a different story.
Listen, I was able to get one in under the radar, and he couldn't say nothing about it.
I know, we're close too, but I'm on your page.
I know.
No, President, you know I go way back.
Yes, we do.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, I'll let you finish. Go right ahead. I'll let you finish.
Yeah, but definitely that's something that I think is great. We're looking to host our celebrity tournament, so I thought that was fantastic. We had people hitting us up on the street saying, how come you didn't ask me to be in it? So we had
you can ask all those people. You can ask all those people this time.
Tons of people looking to be a part of it, and that's the type of environment and vibe that we're looking to create. Nice. So I think that those types of things will definitely help bring some, camaraderie and fun environments back to the sport.
Sure.
Any final comments before you wrap up? I mean, the agenda's on regarding your AGM. You've got 2 tournaments this summer. Your plate is full. You obviously got the courts back in business starting for tomorrow night and Thursday. And it's June already. The fall season's going to be in a matter of months.
Yes.
Where you find all this energy?
I don't know. I don't know. But I would definitely like to give a huge shout out and thank you to the players that have committed themselves to the national program. Without them, obviously, netball wouldn't be on the international stage. I'd like to thank the council members that continuously attend the meetings, that are trying to push to try and get us, where we would like to be. And I'd like to thank those outside that have continuously supported us. We have several people that are constantly behind us, and we really, really and truly appreciate it.
Oh, Doc, well said. Well, thank you for joining us. And just want to let you and Earl know that Somerset is in Sanders. That's a parish.
Yeah.
Let's make that very clear.
It'll be Sands. It won't be no Somerset. If we have a parish tournament, it can't be Somerset.
Well, we're Somerset.
And Sands. I can tell you the truth, I don't know.
Right,
exactly.
It's
not on any map.
But the fact is that
Bermuda's on every map. So when people talk about putting Bermuda on the map, Bermuda's on every map out there.
Exactly.
Somerset's not on every map. Sands is on the map.
And where Somerset located in?
I don't know.
Sands.
Could be in St. David's. I don't know.
No, we all know it's in Sands. Right? You want it to be in St. David's. I understand you want company. Blue, St. George's, whatever. You want company. I get that. That's not a problem, Papa.
Go to commercial.
No, yeah, commercial.
When we come back, we'll end the show. Because you can't win this argument.
It's not about winning the argument. I got the cup.
You know
how long that stays.
Who you for?
St. George's. Hello. Did you not just see Charles Jordan here?
Come on,
At St. George's, thank you very much.
Come on.
I have to say it. I say it every year to her. It doesn't bother me. I say it because I know who has the cup.
Okay.
I say it to you too. All right. Until then.
What are you gonna say near the end of August?
Somerset has the cup.
See, the problem I have is that it's not just keeping the cup; it's actually earning the cup. Yeah, you didn't win it; you just kept it.
Who has the most wins? Somerset. Right?
It's okay. That's okay.
Don't give me that.
It's a lot of time.
Mother Nature saved you last year.
It's a lot of time.
And the year before.
Left,
of course, a lot of time. That's why we're going to take the time and hold on it again.
I told you this before.
What?
Mother Nature also saved you.
Who's got the cup?
You.
That's all I need to know. Who's got the cup? Who's won it the most? Who's won the cup the most?
Somerset.
Right.
That's a fact.
Right. So both of you.
Sands won it the most.
Sands who?
Sands 360.
Oh, I have no problem with that. Sands 360. Next to Somerset Cricket Club. I got you. No problem.
Well, one thing, I mean, at your age, you can say that, Somerset has won the cup so many times, but
I'm talking overall.
But time keeps going on.
Exactly. In my era, overall, in my era, Somerset won us the most.
In your era?
In my era, Somerset has won the most.
I said,
listen to this. I said overall.
You didn't even know what it looked like.
Oh, look where you're going. I said overall. Didn't I say overall, meaning wins? So Somerset has the most wins.
When did your era
start? From 1966 right up to now.
Okay, so since 66 and now, Somerset hasn't won it the most.
No, listen to my point. I said overall to you, Mr. Bates.
No,
I said
you
it three.
said
in my era, I said overall in the era, right? Look at the whole history of cup match. Somerset won it the most.
Yes, I would
that's what I'm getting at.
Okay, and I think cricket's had enough of a plug. We'll
be back.
I guess we have a new producer. That's what we'll come back and say. We got a new producer.
Cricket in there somewhere. Cricket's always got the upper hand.
Yep.
Oh, you got a winner, right?
Yeah, wild child.
Wild child won it.
Don't ruin that child.
She gave me the date, the year price where they won it.
Is that the same person?
Yeah, man. Huh? Danica.
I think she's got that book.
She's got she goes to Google.
Yeah. Google it? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
She Googles it.
She's pretty fast. Wait, at least you know she's listening to your show.
Yeah.
This is every weekend, every Monday.
Every
Monday.
She got somebody else. Tell somebody else.
She might get offended. Anybody can win. Tell me I can't win.
The first person to call in.
They should be on Facebook blast us.
No, she wouldn't do that.
That's good.
Okay, gentlemen.
All right, so I guess I'll see you tomorrow evening.
Yes, sir.
I can't walk you out because I got to wrap up.
Well, that's fine.
But if you like, you wait, producer.
I'm not your producer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After this commercial.
Send us to commercial.
Send us to commercial. That's what you've done. You sent us to commercial.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye, St. George's.
Bye.
All right, see you later.
Take care, right? Go.
6 out of 10 claims are settled automatically, leaving you more time to focus on the choice of care you deserve.
Premier Health,
Smart health insurance feels good.
It's cool in here.
Call Colonial
Shot
on
field. Yeah, go. Yes, it is.
296-3200
Or visit CGIgroup.com.
How much break? How much time left?
30 seconds.
Okay, I can take the cheers. Take a cheer break.
Of the Bermuda Diabetes Association.
I'll take a moment.
Power 95 FM. This new 45-minute live and in-depth analysis will provide the latest information on diabetes.
I got
In addition, we will feature guests and those sharing testimonials who have been successfully managing their diabetes. Phone lines will be open for your participation. That's Inside Health with Don Bassett and Sarah Bosch-Denoya every first and third Tuesday of the month on Power 95. Brought to you by Lindo's Group of Companies and the Argus Group.
Now, back to Inside Sports Talk Radio.
Inside Sports Talk Radio
On Power 95 FM.
with host Ian Rollins and co-host Earl Baston.
Well, I didn't know we have a new producer.
Well,
Yeah.
yes,
Netball
it does.
Association president.
Hey,
Kamala Evans. Good.
another hat just wearing.
Another head. Another head. So I got to find out who our guest going to be for next week. Go through our producer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she's done it all.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And then when someone's wins a cup, I'll tell her, you going to produce that too? I'm just asking. Just asking.
Yeah.
Just asking. It's over.
Uh,
Well, congratulations to Wild Child.
yes.
She won again. I don't know how she's doing this, folks. You all got to get on top of this. This wild thing, Wild Child, has won again. The question for the sports trivia question this week: in what 2 years was Bermuda represented in the sport of cycling at the Olympic Games? She got it correct. 1984 in Los Angeles, and of course in 1996 in Atlanta. So congratulations to Wild Child. Was she cycling for us?
No.
No. You sure?
You know who the two people were?
84. Yeah. He's got a brother. 84. He's a prison officer.
Come with Buddy Ford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Buddy Ford was 84. 96. Elliot Hubbard.
Okay.
Cool. That's
Pretty
what.
good.
That's what I should have done. I should have said who were the two athletes, right? I should have said who were the two athletes. Yeah. 84 was Buddy Ford,
Mm-hmm.
and 96 was Elliot Hubbard.
Yeah.
Interesting. Where are they now? No, I'm just kidding. I never did.
Yeah.
I never did.
Yeah.
Those guys are putting in some time.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing when we look at when we watch professional sports on television, and then we see what we consider our athletes, which are primarily amateurs, doing something on a part-time basis. Even if you take 3 months off, you still have how am I financing this? How am I doing this? How am I doing?
Yeah.
And we kind of go up against the rest of the world, and we have to start looking at things in a different way. As far as expectation wise, I think we have an expectation of we can have a Michael Jordan, or we can have but this person does it part-time.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't. It literally doesn't work. It does not work. And I think people need to step back, look at it for what it is. We want to win, but realistically, we're always going to be up against the wall due to whatever challenges we face here out in the middle of nowhere.
And the first one is financial.
Yeah.
And
Always going to be a challenge.
It's always going to be a challenge because the finances set forth like your training program.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
let's just say I was rowing, and you and I were rowing,
Mhm.
representing Bermuda. There are countries that put their rowing program in place for in an hour to row 6 in the morning
Yep.
to say 8 o'clock.
Yep.
You go rest.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up. You go train again. Maybe
Mhm.
into the gym for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And they fund
You
it.
rest.
Yeah.
Right, and that's your funding. And then you go back again at say 6 in the evening. Right.
Mhm.
And you rest again. Your meals are prepared.
Yeah.
Your training program's in place. And it could be a training program for 4 weeks, 7
Mhm.
days a week. And it's outlined. You deal with not paying the bills.
Yeah,
That's all taken
yeah.
care of. If you got children, that's taken care of.
Yeah. One less
All
burden,
this-
the biggest burden's off your head.
Right. So all this training and time commitment is focused on your program.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else. And so those things, when we're amateurs here, yes, we're putting our best foot forward. We're doing the best we can financially. But to be realistic in the goals and expectations where we want to go, we have to really look at ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just
I
that
think
much
the
of a
athlete
challenge.
really, any athlete that puts on the Bermuda jersey, and no matter what sport they're doing, really wants to do well for the country and their family and themselves.
Mm.
But it's the people that are on the outside looking in. the minute that person doesn't do as good as they think that person should do, they're very critical.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's where I talk about expectation. Getting there is one thing, sustaining being there is another thing, and actually winning is completely different. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Again, Bermuda Broadcast Company will be carrying live coverage of the FIFA World Cup 21st edition,
Actually,
starting
next
on
week,
the
I guess
14th.
we should be able to do a rundown of the schedule. Then.
Sure, we'll have it. Yeah. On the 14th of June, that game kicks off at 12 noon on ZFB TV 7. That's Russia and South American country. Can't remember the name. It wasn't Egypt, that's for sure. I just can't remember off my top of my head right now. But obviously, the host country always does the first round. So it's going to be interesting with the president here what's going to happen in 2026.
Yeah, that vote coming up.
I kind of, from his
statement, it's leaning towards.
Yeah,
the
you kind of
three.
know it's leaning.
Yeah.
Then the research that's on the internet and stories that are coming is kind of leaning towards 3 because of the 48 countries.
Yeah.
And then the cost factor. I mean,
Right.
it's common sense there too, right? Cool. Don Bassett, again, welcome back to Inside Sports Talk Radio. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Not a problem. And Wild Child, congratulations to you. You've won yourself a gift certificate on behalf of 4-Star Pizza. Mr. Baston, seeing you in red tomorrow. That's all I have to say.
So it's brought to you by the